Oh ho! You thought it was Mario Kart 64, didn't you? But I'm sure that sounds very familiar to you. Yes, this is indeed a mod for Super Mario Kart 64, which replaces the Mario Kart 64 characters with characters from Grand Theft Auto San Andreas, which is brilliant, as you can see here. So we got CJ, Sweet, Ryder, Cesar, Tenpenny, Big Smoke, Snakehead, and OG Loke. I have had a little shot of this on the fly. Like I'm sure by now, or at least I hope so, that folk have watched my video that I done on the real Mario Kart 64. And while I was playing it and doing a bit of research and stuff, I actually found out there was quite the modding community for Mario Kart 64, and some of them are fantastic. Completely new levels that they've made themselves, all that kind of shit. But as soon as I seen this, I was like, I've got to give this a bash. It's absolutely brilliant. And like the normal Mario Kart 64, when you select a character, you know, I'll use Big Smoke for an example. They make a noise. Big Smoke does this. You picked the wrong house, fool! So they actually take samples from San Andreas and put it in the game, which is fantastic. Like I said, I did have a shot of this. For some reason, it's probably an issue on my end, but OG Loke just makes the most random noises. So I don't know what's up with that. Like I say, it's probably a issue on my end from converting it into a mod, whatever. I'm still kind of new to all that crap. Also, I can't remember the name of the person who actually made this mod, but I'll be mentioning them in the description. And also, if obviously it's your work, I don't know if you have a look online and see videos of other people that use this. If you do and you see this, and if there's any way I can donate a couple of quid, I'd be more like choking on my words there. I'd be more than happy to, because this is fantastic, and just from the little, you know, couple of minutes that I've had giving this a shot, I got a good laugh out of it. So yeah, I guess it makes sense just to do a little playthrough of a different version of Mario Kart from what you would have seen in my video. Because there's 8 characters and you get 4 tournaments per class, it means we can get through all the characters, and I'm only going to be doing the first 4 on 100cc and then the second 4 on 150cc, because 50cc is just far too easy for me. I'm not trying to be big-headed or that and act like the big shot, but it's just far too easy. So yeah, we'll crack on with CJ on the Mushroom Cup. We'll just do them in order, get all the characters done, and yeah, I hope you enjoy and get a laugh out of this, and maybe it would encourage you to give it a bash yourself, because it really is fantastic. Like, even the models of the characters in the carts as well is absolutely brilliant. Almost looks like you know, Super Mario Kart, 16-bit effect. But yeah, it's fantastic. It's a good laugh, and come on, can he beat Mario Kart and San Andreas, can you? It's like the dream team. But yeah, how have yous all been doing? I know I've been very quiet on the upload. With my uploads, I've just been super busy. Not only just with work, but just planning loads of stuff around the house, garden and inside. Since me and my missus bought the place, just a couple of things that were like, oh, we want to get that sorted, we want to get this sorted, and blah blah blah. Like, one of the main things is an attic conversion. So we had someone come round and have a look, and they were like, yeah, definitely, I'll do it, no bother and that. I'm like, right, fantastic. Sorted everything out and got completely patched. Just started ignoring phone calls and texts and stuff, and I'm like, what's the deal? Like, you've gone out your way and used up, you know, time and energy to come round to the house to inspect the attic to see if you can do it or not, to then just be like, nah, I'm not doing it anymore, but not even have the decency to say anything. I don't get it, but each to their own. But yeah, there's the attic. Want to get the bathroom done as well. I'm going to need to get someone to come in and do that. Although there is some things that I'm hoping to do myself, especially in the garden now that we've got a bit nicer weather here. Come on, let's do this. Yeah, now that we've got nicer weather here, it's been absolutely scorching recently. Well, saying that, I look out the window now and it's pissing down with rain. But yeah, in the garden, we've got like a horrible green fence that goes all the way around the garden, and obviously like separates everyone else's garden, and we're like bang in the middle of sort of everyone else's, but it's this green fence that separates it all off, and honestly it's hideous. It looks like it's been there since, like, you know, the houses got built, whenever that was. So I'm going to rip that down. I got an angle grinder today, just piss arsing about with that, and I actually thought I fucked it. I put like a bolt in, or screwed a bolt in the wrong way, and like angle grinded, like the disc was stuck and I couldn't undo it, and honestly I was going absolutely mental, like, why is this fucking working, eh? It was doing my total fucking healing, man. On the verge of taking it back and just saying it was faulty, then I had a wee look at a video online of some guy reviewing it, and he was going on about, oh, how it's one of the best angle grinders he's ever had and blah blah blah, and I'm like, you're talking absolute shite. It's like, I thought maybe it was like an influencer or something to make you buy faulty products like all them fucking influencers do. And it turns out, now I should say this first actually, the instruction booklet manual it came with wasn't very good. It didn't really give you much detail on how to do anything with it, which was really infuriating. So I watched the video, and the guy was like showing you how to set it up and how to take the plates off and that, and it turns out there was a button that I had no idea what it was for, but according to this guy, you hold down the button while you're unscrewing the bolt, and it comes off easily, and what do you know, it came off perfectly, so I don't have to take that back, thankfully. And like I said, I don't think the guy was actually an influencer, it was some American guy. Like, yo, what's happening, man? I've got this angle grinder, I'm going to show you how to use it, man. One of them types. And, so I'm actually looking forward to using it. Like I say, thankfully he wasn't a influencer. He seemed quite legit when I started having a look at a few of his other videos. He looked like a real handy man, a real man's man. So yeah, I'm going to use the angle grinder to take the fencing down, and then I'm getting another tool. Delivered. Oh, this is great with the thunderbolts. We'll see what Cesar says. I didn't hear much there. Usually they go all high pitched in that. Yeah, but I've got another tool for once I take away the existing horrible green metal fence. I'll be digging some holes. If I can put some fence posts in, wooden ones, proper. I'm going to do that myself and build a proper wooden fence all the way around. And it'll look nice. Yeah, CG, yeah, bitch. Ah, that's brilliant. He's going crazy. Yeah, so build a fence, and also at the minute we have. Nice, I love when I get that jump. Takes me all the way up to first. Yeah, so build a fence, which I'm looking forward to. Cannot wait to see the back of that horrible green fence. So yeah, wooden fence, and at the minute we've got a shed. But honestly, you should see the state of it. It's absolutely mega. Well, it's been here since we got the house. which was just maybe under 2 years ago. And I don't know how long the people had it before, or if it was already there when they bought the house. But yeah, it's a piece of shit. It's horrible. It's one of those like flimsy ones you buy at bloody Home Base, B&Q, just shite. And they cost a fortune as well. But they're like paper thin, so what I say, they're just shite. So I'm gonna build not a shed but an actual bar, and it's gonna look amazing. It's gonna have an actual bar inside. I'm gonna get freezers. I'm gonna get a TV up on the wall for barbecues in the summer and that. And if there's any football on, you can get a burger and sit in the bar. Be brilliant. Can't wait. I'm gonna get flags for it as well. I'm gonna get a few Arsenal flags. I've got a smiley acid house flag that I've had for years that I bought at a festival. Well, I don't know how long ago that was, like 10 years ago or something. Bought it pished. Didn't remember. It's only till I got home and unpacked all my shit, I was like, what the fuck's this? Sort of came back to me. I was like, oh yeah, one of those stupid buys that you see when you're absolutely steaming and you're like, oh, that'll be a great idea. And then you buy it, realise you've got it, and then think, what am I going to do with that? I can't just put that up on my wall. It looked daft. I'm like 28-year-old. So that'll be getting put up in the garden. That'll look fantastic. But yeah, I'm buzzing for that. I've never built a shed before, but I'm thinking, got my own place. You know, something to do, pass the time. And the great thing about building sheds yourself, or anything in general, you can build it to your needs, custom needs. That's the problem with like shop bought ones. They're tiny, they're paper thin, they fall to bits. The roofing on them's horrendous. Like, I think ours has got a hole in it probably by looking at it. It looks shit. So yeah, it'll be custom. It'll be fantastic. And the thing is as well, I'm actually thinking about putting on a proper roof, not just like one of the, I think it's felt, like the sort of grip material that these home bought ones come with, or shop bought ones come with, sorry. So I'm thinking of actually getting tiles and putting like a gutter and that on it for, you know, good water stream and stuff like that. Just be a nice little project to tie me over. I've done a lot of the preparation for it so far. I've dug round the garden and that. So it's just a matter of bashing on now. So yeah, that's really what I've been up to. That's why I've not really been posting many videos and all that. But I will let you know, just because I haven't been posting videos does not mean I haven't been writing anything. I've played quite a few games since I've done my last upload of World's Scariest Police Chases, which was quite fun to go and play that again. Frustrating at times, as I say in the video, but it was pretty fun and it was very, very sort of nostalgic, but I didn't really play it much when I was younger. It was quite weird how I ended up playing it for the first time, but yeah, I've played a few games since my last upload, like on various consoles, but ones that I've been focusing on for the channel, there's been about 5 games, sorry. Been about 5 games, and sorry, what am I saying? 5 games. I've written the script for 4 and almost finished the script for the 5th one. So it's just a case of editing, which is what I haven't had time to do really. So I'll crack on with that. Yep, we get the award ceremony. I'll shut up so you can watch this. I've never seen the award ceremonies for the GTA mod. I would be surprised if someone sort of does a drive-by, be like the Ballers turn up or something. I wonder what they'll say for congratulations. That's what Mario usually says. Ah, maybe we're not getting a congratulations. We do get a congratulations. Right, time to move on to the next one. Right, so who have we got next? Oh, we got Sweet.
Let's roll.
Let's roll. God, I love this level. It is one of my favourites. So yeah, expect a few videos coming. Like I said, I've written the script for 4, about finishing the 5th one. And then we'll roll from there. I'll just probably spend a bit of time editing and all that. It was actually really weird editing the video for Mario Kart that I'd done. I felt like a complete newbie at it again. Just forgot like the simplest of things that obviously I'm so used to doing when I was uploading videos rapid. But yeah, it's like I said, it's like coming to the time of year when it's like roasting hot. Like I'd rather be outside than be stuck inside. Like I've got 2 weeks coming up in the start of August where I'm pretty much fully booked out. What's Sweet saying? Can't even hear what he's saying. Pretty much fully booked out. Me and my missus have got a few places we're going to. Just dying to get on holiday though. Like we're only going to places in Scotland, like far up, like way past like Inverness and that. So it'll be like proper Scotland. I'm half expecting cunts to be talking in fucking Gaelic or something like that. Squash up. That's I missed them. We'll get Big Smoke. Yeah, I'm half expecting folk to be talking Gaelic. But it'll be fun. Like I say, it's just nice to get away when it's nice weather and that. I hate being cooked up in the house, like, and to be fair as well, I'm dying to go on a proper holiday. Like, I actually miss, like, I'm not even like the biggest fan of places like Spain and that, but I'm missing it so badly. Don't get me wrong, Spain is a lovely country. I think it's just the places that I've been to. I think it's like Torremolinos, Sulu, all them sort of places. If you go to one of them, you've been to them all. At least in my eyes anyway, because you don't really see many Spanish folk there. It's usually just all Scottish, English and Irish people you see, so it's pretty much just like being back home really. Apart from it's absolutely scorching and you're guaranteed to get sunburnt at some point. But yeah, that'll be definitely on the cards when restrictions get lifted. I'm dying to go back to America. That's like my #1 place to go back to. By far. But I don't know where to go though. Fucking, that's what I'm talking about with rubber banding. If you watch my video, rubber banding, man, it's in full effect in this game. It's absolute bullshit. Right at the end, that person, who was it? I didn't even notice. Big Smoke could have came in first. If you noticed, like maybe 10 seconds before that, he was miles away from me on the map. Scripted bullshit. But yeah, I don't know where to go to in America. I want to go back to Vegas. That was my favourite holiday of all time. That was just absolute chaos, really, when I think about it now. Thing is as well though, my missus, she's been to New York, and that's one place I really want to go to, but she's not too keen on going back there. But I'm going for different reasons than probably what she went there for originally. And I'm quite into my hip hop and that, so there's a few places, New York and in the surrounding areas, that I'd love to go and visit. Harlem being one of them. where the Wu-Tang Clan was from. Or some of the members anyway. That'd be great. The Bronx as well, obviously, OG hip hop. It's good. LA, man, I'd love to go to LA. She hasn't been there, and in fact, actually, we were looking at LA. Was it LA? Yeah, it was LA. Like back in the day, I was big into my wrestling and that. As fact, if you've seen any of my wrestling videos, you'll have known. Definitely back in the day, loved my wrestling big time. I've got the WWE Network still, and I go back and watch all the old episodes of Raw and SmackDown and all that, and it's... I'm gonna go right into that banana. Nope. It's brilliant. Just reminds me of the good old days. But now, at an older age, like, that's something I often think. Is it because I'm older that WWE and wrestling isn't that good now? Or is it because the product is genuinely shit? Because the past couple of times I've tried to watch it, like, I should say that the only pay-per-views now that I'll go out my way to watch are WrestleMania and Royal Rumble. They were always, like, the biggest ones. Well, Survivor Series and SummerSlam and stuff as well were always, like, big back in the day. But I think when you get to my age and you're not really that into the product anymore, Royal Rumble and WrestleMania is the only really ones you want to watch. But yeah, I think that it's not next year but the following year WrestleMania is in LA, and I checked it up online. It's fucking super expensive, but I'd be well up for that. The missus, she was up for it as well. So it's something to consider. I don't know how long you would need to be in LA for to take in the place fully. Like, I went to Vegas for 2 weeks, and I could have done with another 2 weeks easily. Fucking 2 months, I wish. So, we'll see. There's so many other places. Italy as well. I've never been to Italy. It's one place I'd love to go. For the food and for the views, obviously. Would be fantastic. But yeah, it looks like we're all slowly getting back to normal. I had my first vaccine. Was it last week or the week before? I think it was. I hate needles though. That was horrible. That was the only part about it that was bad for me, was the needles. I felt so sorry for the women that was doing it as well. Because obviously these folk are trained to be fucking sticking needles in people's arms and that. And I think they must get told, like, no matter what, whether the person likes needles or... I don't think anyone likes needles, but doesn't mind needles. Or if people hate them, just try and take their eyes off it and distract them by talking. And she done a great job. We were chatting away, just about music and work and life in general. And the whole time, obviously, she's trying to take my mind off it, and I've just got my eyes and looking right at the corner of my eyes, watching the needle, and I'm like, about to throw up, man. It was disgusting. Obviously, I wasn't making those noises in there because I'm not fucking dramatic and pathetic that way, but yeah, in my head I was like, oh god, it's horrible. Absolutely horrible. Apart from that, it was all good. That's it, just need to get the second one, because I see a lot of places are, I think with like festivals and gigs and all that, you need to have like 2 vaccines or something. I don't actually know how it works, but I seen something like that. But the thing is, I've got a gig next week that apparently is still going ahead, that I've been waiting for like, it's been like 2 years now when you take into consideration when the tickets initially went on sale. I got tickets for me and my mum to go and see a Depeche Mode tribute act, and I got them for her Mother's Day like 2 years ago. Then boom, COVID hits, lockdown, lockdown 2, lockdown 3, gigs getting cancelled, postponed. But I tell you, see at the start of this, it was absolutely gutting. I had like about 10 gigs booked. And at the start of lockdown, like a week, 2 weeks apart, I was getting messages, emails, so and so's been cancelled, this has been postponed, then it got cancelled, blah blah blah. I like live for my gigs, man. It's been brutal. And plus, a lot of the people that I like musically are knocking on death's door. So I want to see them now before they die. I know that's very selfish on my part to say that, but there's just some folk that, you know, the fucking people are dropping like flies these days. So, yeah, definitely a few people. Luckily, this is only a tribute act to Depeche Mode. It's not the real deal. I've seen the real deal twice now, and they just blew my mind. The first time was special, very special. Almost talks like I'm fucking talking like I'm first time I lost my virginity or something like that. Yes, the first time is very special. It was special in the sense of it was very intimate, which also makes it sound very sexual. But yeah, it was very intimate. It was the last album they brought out. Like, well, the thing is, I've had tickets to see them before, and I am a massive Depeche Mode fan, but they went through a period of when they were doing live shows, they were playing a lot of the shite stuff. It was almost like they just forgot about the tunes that made them massive. What was it? I think it was it Songs of the Universe, I think the album was called. It was pish, apart for like 1 or 2 tracks on it. And even those tracks, I wouldn't even say they sounded like Depeche Mode. It sounded like it was more solo stuff by, you know, individual people in the band. And the tour, that was the tour I was supposed to see them on first. And I checked the set list out online, and it was like almost the whole of that album they were playing, and then a few hits at the end. But the hits they were playing were very questionable. Like, you're selling out an arena and you're playing utter shit tunes. Like, I wish people would realise, like bands in particular, that people pay to hear the good shit. People pay to hear the shit that got you on the map in the first place. It's as simple as that. The amount of times I've seen bands, like, they always do the usual, like, oh, are you ready for a new song? And people go fucking crazy, like, yeah! I'm like, no, they don't want a new song. Like, the new album's fucking shit. I'm only here to hear, like, when yous were good. Usually I hate when people say that stuff because they're trying to sound fucking edgy and that, but a lot of times with music, let's be real, first couple albums are usually shit hot, and then it's usually a sort of slow decline. Grove is back from there. But yeah, the first time I seen Depeche Mode, it was special. It was actually the last album they brought out. I can't remember what it was called now off the top of my head. I'll have a wee look on Spotify. I can't believe I forgot what it's called. As soon as I see it, I'm going to be like, what? Spirit. That was it. Now each time, wait 2 seconds, we're going to go for Ryder this time. Let's hear what he says.
Give up the money.
Give up the money. Yeah, like before they bring out an album, what Depeche Mode tend to do is they'll tour and do like promo shows, very intimate shows where they'll only be on for like maybe an hour or so, and they'll play a lot of new songs, which luckily that Spirit album, I mean I wouldn't rate it highly on my list of Depeche Mode albums, but it definitely has been their best album recently, if you know what I mean, or of recent years, at least in the past 25, maybe even 30 years. So yeah, they played the Barrowlands in Glasgow. I actually remember my mate Sean, who we go like to gigs together a lot, or back in the day we did when we were younger. when we had more free time, he just randomly messaged me one day and was like, I can't remember if I said it, but the Barrowlands is my favourite venue, right? So my mate messaged me and was like, he just said in capital letters, like, Depeche Mode are playing the Barrowlands. Now he knows how much I love Depeche Mode, and he also knows through the years of us going to gigs together how much I love the Barrowlands. So right away I've been like, no way. And I'm, you know, a big enough fan of Depeche Mode to know the last time they played the Barrowlands in Glasgow was like, I think it was like 1986 or something, when they were touring the Black Celebration album, which is one of the fucking greatest albums of all time. It's so depressing, but it just hits the right spots in the same way. So I was like, no way, there's absolutely no chance in hell Depeche Mode are playing in Glasgow, especially the Barrowlands as well, because fucking Barrowlands, like, and if you're listening to this and you're not from Scotland, you haven't been to Barrowlands, like, just check out videos of bands playing at the Barrowlands in Glasgow. Like, Oasis have played there. I actually think that they recorded a gig there and put it on VHS back in the day. So many big bands have played there, like, you wouldn't believe. So yeah, I didn't believe them. Right enough, fucking searched it up online. Boom, straight away, Depeche Mode, expecting to play Barrowlands, you know, to advertise their new album. And honestly, I just went weak. I was like, holy shit. Now, because of how big Depeche Mode are, and how fairly small Barrowlands is, the next mission is getting tickets. Now, luckily, my mate Sean is like the master of getting tickets. For some reason, he gets tickets for almost every show imaginable. So on the day, boom, I think it was like 9 in the morning or something, set my alarm for like 8 just to make sure I was up, had coffee and that. It was the longest hour of my life to wait for these tickets to go on sale. 9 o'clock hits, boom, on the website, crashed on my computer, crashed on my phone, crashed on my iPad. I was living at my mum's at the time. I had her phone, I had her iPad, I had her laptop, everything was going on. Honestly, it was like my room was like, you know what I'd imagine, like a scams centre, being like just all these fucking laptops and phones on the go. Everything crashed. Would let me add them to basket, wouldn't let me check out, then would remove them from basket. It was a nightmare. And in the frenzy of me trying to get the tickets, obviously I'm not paying attention to like my personal phone. Like, I'm hearing it buzz and all that, but I'm like, I don't care. Like, you know, someone could be fucking dying. Like, I need to get tickets for this show. And it must have been about 9:15. Obviously, tickets would have sold out at like 1 fucking second past 9. But they don't update the website because of how heavy the traffic is. I look at my phone and there's my boy. We've got 4 tickets for Depeche Mode at Barrowlands. I was like, holy shit. That was such a good night. That morning was bad. Just because of the stress that I put myself through to try and get the tickets. And then thankfully my mate, he pulled through on them. But yeah, what a day that gig was, what a night. Made a proper night of that. They're my favourite band of probably all time, at least in that 80s sort of genre of music. I got fucking smashed that day, no questions. I think like I must have opened up a bottle of wine at like 12 in the afternoon and sat in the garden at my mum's just drinking that. Depeche Mode blaring, sun was blaring, and it was so good. So yeah, hopefully the tribute act goes ahead next week. It's they're called the Devote, sorry. And because it was the 30th anniversary of Depeche Mode's album Violator, that's what they're going to be playing live, that album in full, which I cannot wait for, because that is definitely one of my favourite albums of all time. Oh god, I hate this bit in here. So yeah, they're playing that whole album. I think that album's only goes on for like 45 minutes or something. It's a fairly short album. But I was chatting to the guys in that group online, and what they're doing is it's Violator in full, and then all the hits. And I've seen the set list for the songs that these guys play, and much as I love the real Depeche Mode, when I look at the set list that these guys do, it's the same set list I wish the real Depeche Mode would do, because these guys know what people have paid money to see and hear. So I'm buzzing for that. Absolutely buzzing. Just don't know what the bar situation and stuff is in Glasgow, because I'm from Edinburgh, so I hope it's not booking places like it is here at the minute. Because I know that fucking cases of COVID and whatnot is going up. So we'll see. I see as well they're trying to blame it on the football fans going and enjoying the Euros. Trying to blame all the football fans for, you know, wanting to get back to normality and fucking enjoy themselves. It's like we're all going to have to get back to normality at some point. Like there is going to be, you know, bits down the road where there is going to be cases rising and whatnot. Like that's just to be expected. Like I'm not surprised that there is cases rising, but do they expect us to just be stuck in our house for the rest of the lives? You know what I mean? Can't do that. It fucks with people's minds. It fucks people's minds that bad. It fucked me up here. I'm gonna have to do this again, I think. What? Fuck off. Oh, I had to get a star as well right at the end. Bullshit. You see that right at the end? Too busy talking shit. Fucked me up. Yeah, we're gonna have to get back to normality at some point, so I think it's bullshit to solely blame all the football fans actually going out and enjoying the Euros, getting back to normality. Like I know people that their whole life is football. You know what I mean? They live for the weekend, so they can go to the football, they can go to the pub, have a couple of pints with their mates, chat shite, just to unwind for a shite week at work or whatever, and that's been taken away from them. And like, no wonder, you know, people are going fucking crazy with the mental health and all that when they're stuck inside their house. Like, what are you expecting? Like, being stuck inside a house constantly. Like, I'm fairly lucky I wasn't like in the vulnerable, you know, the vulnerable sort of bracket where people literally have to stay in their house. I've been able to go out and work, and you know, as much as no one really likes working, it's a form of socialising, whether you like it or not. I mean, that's what humans are meant to be doing anyway, talking to one another, getting to know people, hearing people's life stories and that. If you're stuck in the house being brainwashed by a fucking TV all day, like, of course you're gonna fucking have mental thoughts and your mental health's gonna go to shit. It's just natural. But anyway, that's quite a dark topic. I don't mean to bring the tone down, much as I believe it's true, but yeah, we're going to get back to normal soon, hopefully. Like I say, there'll be some forks in the road where shit like that happens, but we need to move on and also stop blaming one another as well. That is another thing. Stop blaming one another. It's like I remember one point during lockdown, being in work, and I was talking to someone about getting up to on your days off and blah blah blah, and I was like, I've got a mate coming round, and it was like, oh, you can't do that, finish first this time, motherfucker. Like, oh, you can't do that and blah blah blah. And I'm listening and I'm just thinking, you don't know the mental state of the friend that I have coming round. Like, you don't know if he's on the verge of killing himself, you don't know what he's going through. You know what I mean? Like, let's just say that was the case. I couldn't possibly sit there on my conscience knowing that a friend of mine had committed suicide or whatever, when he could have been round at mines. Again, I'm not saying that I would make his life better, but that might be the difference between, you know, him being like, actually I am worth something in life. Because I like telling my mates, oh, they're funny and they do this for me and all this kind of stuff. You know what I mean? You should be doing that with your mates, having laughs and whatnot. But yeah, I wouldn't be able to live with that on my conscience, knowing that, you know, something could have happened to that person and, you know, they could have been round at mines, and I've got some fucking arsehole being like, oh, you can't do this, you can't do that. Well, I'm sorry, but you fucking can. It's your life. It's your life. You can do what the fuck you want with it. But yeah, anyway, let's get on to more positivity. I didn't mean to bring the tone down so much. That was horrendous of me. I do apologise. But yeah, this mod, this is the longest I've played it. Like I said at the start, I've played it briefly. That's fucking bullshit. I've played it briefly, and I liked it. Everything seemed to be working, like I said, apart from OG Loke, whose voice seems to be a bit weird. But yeah, apart from that, it's brilliant. And like I say, if you did watch the video that I uploaded the day before, or should I say yesterday, but I'll say the day before for anyone that's watching this in the future. You'll see the real version of the game. That, like, thing is as well, like, I'd written it that long ago, but when I went back and played it, because I wanted to sort of refresh my mind, and that was the sort of problem with not having enough time to edit or do any editing for my videos, was I think once you play a game and you write it up and it's all fresh in your mind, it's perfect for you to just go in and record it, because it's all fresh on your mind. Like, you know the bits where you should be adding a little bit more emotion to your voice and, you know, making it a bit more real. I feel as if with the Mario one, like I said, the problem with writing loads of scripts and not actually editing is you sort of lose the emotions that you felt at the time writing them. So when I watch back, well, that was weird, I've never seen that before, fucking bounced on Sweet Seed. Yeah, when I watched it back, I was kind of like, oh, it didn't hit as hard as it did originally when I first wrote it down, and it didn't really come across in the same way as it was originally intended to, which kind of peed me off a bit, but I guess you've just got to crack on, really, eh? But I hope you enjoyed it, if you watched it anyway. I appreciate it if you did watch it. And the thing is as well, like, I've noticed just with the little break that I had there, that people still watch the videos, which I thought was insane, because I'd been so used to doing like free weekly usually. So every 3 weeks I was sort of, I don't know if they've changed the thumps here or if this is just on my end, but I don't think we're supposed to be all red. Oh, come on. Oh, fuck off, man. I had three green shells there, and I was the one that got fucked up. I completely forgot what I was trying to say. Oh yeah, about people still watching my videos. So like, I do it, or originally tried to do it every 3 weeks. So what that meant was when you sort of look at your stats and statistics, or at least on the app I was using anyway, it's sort of done on a monthly basis. So obviously when you upload a new video, you get quite a lot of, I don't say a lot, but for me a lot of traffic coming to your channel. Now the interesting thing to me was, while I took that 3-month gap or 4-month gap, whatever it's been, I've got shit going on. Yeah, people still watching the videos, like interacting. Like I had a guy on one of the wrestling videos I done for the Game Boy. He's like chatting away in the comments and that. Seems like a really nice bloke, eh? So it kind of made me happy. And like another thing as well, like I think when I first got started on this, like uploading videos, I felt like there was so much pressure on me to upload videos, and now I'm just kind of like, I'm just going to do them in my own time, like when I can be arsed, and more importantly when I want to, rather than forcing it, because I think if you force something, it's not going to be that great, you know what I mean? You can't force things, it just, to me it just doesn't work. So, like I said, I've got a few scripts written out. I've done a bit of recording for some of them, like voiceover. I mean, obviously recorded the footage while playing them and stuff, so they'll be a bit more real. The problem is with the Mario one was, or the Mario Kart one was, it was one of the first ones I written while taking a break. Didn't record it, then wrote other scripts as well, and for some reason decided to record them. Then when I went back to Mario, I didn't feel like I had much emotion to it, which is my fault. It probably comes across in the video, but like I say, you just gotta crack on, eh? So what's this? This is the third tournament we're down now then, eh? Just gonna have a few puffs on my vape here while this award ceremony is going on, so I'm gonna be quiet for a minute or two, alright? You're messing with a trained killer. Yeah, that's one thing I find pretty funny, right? Is I don't use social media personally. So like I don't have any sort of personal accounts, like no Facebook or anything like that. The only thing I really have is my 16BitPrick. And we're gonna go Cesar this time for the last one. In the 100cc class, which this is probably my favourite. You know what? This is probably my favourite tournament. It would be my favourite tournament, sorry, if Rainbow Road wasn't in it, because I cannot stand Rainbow Road in this this Mario Kart. It's got to be one of the most boring Rainbow Roads in Mario Kart history, I tell you. But yeah, as I was saying, right, I don't really do social media. It's just all influencers to me, social media. It's who has this, who has that, who has the biggest fucking dick, who has the biggest tits, all that kind of shit. It's just boring, and it's very soul destroying, and it just bores the shit out of me. It just, remember like when I had Facebook, I'd scroll through it and I'd be like, what's the fucking point? Like, what is the point? There's absolutely no fucking point in social media whatsoever. I think what we had before was fantastic, and that was a phone number and being able to text someone was brilliant. The problem with social media for me is you know everything that everyone's doing, and that's something that I've never been interested in, because it's usually a great conversation to have when you see the person is what you've been up to. Now it's like, what on social media anyway, it's like, what have you been up to? And it's like, oh, I went here and I went there, and I'm like, oh yeah, I seen that, yeah. And especially if the person fucking documents their whole life on social media, like, when you see them in person, you have like literally nothing to talk about because you know so much about them already. I mean, I could go on for fucking days talking about social media and the issues with it. And I know it's very... is ironic the word that I should be using? That I do have a Instagram page. But it's not personal, it's for 16BitPrick. It's to promote my videos, which is very ironic if that's the right word, because in a way that's sort of being an influencer, to influence you to play games that I am reviewing. But I'm not really, it's not new games, like that's not my style. Fucking hell, I'm losing the plot here. Yeah. I bet that's gonna come back and hit me. Thank God it never. So yeah, got that. Occasionally I'll post something like, I don't know. I don't like, fucking social media is too confusing for me, right? So yeah, I've got this one for bastard, man. Got me right at the end. Got a 16BitPrick Instagram to promote my videos, right? And because obviously it's YouTube videos I'm trying to promote, you get all these people that get in contact with you to try and make you promote stuff. So I just got a message off someone there, a random person. Just, that's another thing that's weird about social media. You can just randomly get in touch with people. Like, you wouldn't just fucking randomly go up and say to someone, "Hi, had a look over your profile. Seems like you're a great fit. Smooth My Balls is interested in working with you. Can you please drop them a message here at Smooth My Balls? Thanks. Give them a message and they will get back to you as soon as possible." Right, I don't know how, from them looking at my Instagram page, that they thought I'd have hairy balls? I don't know, how did they not know I've got smooth balls? I might have smooth balls, like, they don't know that. And you get a random shit like that, and it's like, no, I don't want to promote you in any way. It's like when you see, right, these videos on YouTube, and at the start it's like, this video is sponsored by, and it's, what's the one I see all the time? Manscaped. Right, Manscaped. The majority of the time when a video starts with them trying to fucking sell me something that I have no intention of wanting, and I've came to view the product that you're trying to, you know, get folk into your channel. Like, I'm here to watch a video, not fucking buy a product to shave my balls with. I usually just click off them because I can't be dealing with them. But I tell you one thing, right? And this really, really blows my mind. Well, it doesn't really, because I mean, money is the root of all evil. It just makes folk do the most batshit crazy things. But see, if you ever see a video and it starts with someone promoting stuff, what to do? Well, if it's something new that you haven't heard of, or, you know, if you haven't done it, just anyone you see, go and look at people's legit reviews of these products that they're trying to sell you, and companies, and honestly, you'd be amazed, because they try and sell it to you like it's the greatest thing ever, right? One thing, Manscaped, it was like, I seen a video and it was like, you can get your first purchase for £10 or $10 or whatever the fuck it was. I'm sorry, but see something that costs £10, I'm putting that nowhere near my balls. There's no danger I'm putting something that's that cheap on my balls, because I'm guaranteed I'm going to get cut up to fuck. That's going to rip my balls to pieces. No chance. Sorry, I'm concentrating now because I know that there's someone in front of me. Come on. Oh, this could be it. You tell them. Here we go. Oh no, oh shit! Snakehead. Rubber banding! That's the fucking shit I'm talking about! Right at the end! I know I wasn't first anyway, but that's bullshit. Absolute bullshit. Yeah, check some of these folk online that try and get you to buy shit and go and actually do a review, because I guarantee you these people that get them to promote, they don't use them. Like, there's absolutely no way in hell that they use them, and if they do, each to their own, I guess, but I don't want my balls getting looked like they've been clawed up by a fucking wolf or something like that. No way. No way. I think with stuff like that, like, you do need to sort of push the boat out a bit, go for a more premium product. Like, I'm bald, right? I remember years ago, it was like one of the first sort of jobs I had, and you know, trying to be independent and all that shit. Like, I can pay my own way, mum, don't you worry about me. And thinking I knew it all, and thinking that the world was such a nice place, you know, people are, you know, doing good for one another with the stuff that they try and sell you. So anyway, yep, first job. Looking back now, it was a really shit paying job. It was one of my first jobs, so I was really proud. And yeah, because I'm bald, shaved my head, I was like, oh, I need to get some new clippers for my head. So I went out, and like I said, it was minimum wage job at the time. It was pretty shit. I was just happy to have a job and get my own money and all that, not having to beg my mum for money no more. And I think that the hair clippers, they were like £10-15 or something, and I swear to God they done anything but cut my hair. It was like it was pulling my hair out rather than actually shaving it. It was so bad. Sorry, give me 2 seconds. Aye, sorry, there was someone at my door there. But yeah, those cheap hair clippers, man, oh my god, it was horrible. It was like, rather than actually shaving like it's supposed to and cutting, it was more of a pulling effect, and honestly I could feel bits of my hair getting pulled out. And yeah, I remember there was another thing as well that I got the same time. It was like a facial sort of thing to, you know, shave your beard and that. So like you didn't have to use like a razor and that, because I'm not a big fan of using razors and gel and foam and all that. And it was the exact same thing. I like cut it. It was like fuck off, man, with that rubber banding bullshit. Scripted AF. Yeah, and that was like a pulling effect. Now I don't know if anyone like listening has maybe grown their facial hair out a wee bit, enough for you so you can sort of pull it out a wee bit. That hurts. It's very sensitive, so it's not a nice feeling. I went absolutely crazy about that. I really can't be arsed with Rainbow Road, like. It just goes on and on and on forever, this course. What's if anyone's listening, or watching should I say, what's your favourite Rainbow Road? Because this, for me, certainly is not. It's shit. It just goes on, like. That's one thing it's weird with games. It's like you're meant to improve in a way, and obviously this is a massive improvement over the Super Nintendo version. Really sort of depends on your views and all that. I think in general, in the way that gaming was going back then, visually, obviously it's an upgrade. But what was the one in the Super Nintendo like way too hard? Like, don't get me wrong, I thought that Rainbow Road in the Super Nintendo version was tough. Like, I fall off that all the time, but it was enjoyable. You know what I mean? When you won it, you won it. You know what I mean? You felt like good. This just goes on, and see with the rubber banding as well. Like this is how the race is gonna go. Like that, people coming up, right up my arse, and I guarantee you it will happen at the finishing line. See, look at that! Like, I took them both out with items, and they come flying back up like that. That was my fault. I remember there was a shortcut here. I think this is what I used to be able to nail it when I was younger. You jump off onto the left hand side. You end up quite far through the course. Like I said, I used to be able to nail that all the time when I was younger, but while I was recording for my actual video of Mario Kart 64, for some reason I couldn't do it. I lost my touch. I can't remember in the video if I said that it had been years since I last played this, because it had been a long time. Very, very long time. I think probably my favourite Mario Kart though would be Double Dash. Double Dash was brilliant. I remember getting that for Christmas back in the day. I got that. The GameCube Double Dash, but it came with the Zelda collection as well, with like Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask. It came with a playable demo for Wind Waker as well, if I remember correctly, and it had like the first two Zeldas on it as well. I don't think Link to the Past was on it for some reason. Yeah, but yeah, that was a good Christmas. I'm trying to remember what else I got. I got Hulk as well. I think I got the Hulk game as well that was out around then, because this is going to sound daft. I don't know what happened, because throughout my life, at least when I lived at my mum's anyway, there was always a Nintendo console in the house. Like when there was a new one coming out, there was like, it was just always there. That's how I remember like the NES. Well, a wee bit of memory from that, because I know that when we got the Super Nintendo, my mum gave my cousin the NES. So I remember playing that like my grans with my cousin. We had the SNES, obviously upgraded to the Nintendo 64 when that came out. But the GameCube was a really weird one. For some reason it was me that sort of initiated the idea of getting it. And what happened was, I remember playing Hulk the game on PS2, and I don't know what it was, I just wasn't a fan of it. I honestly couldn't tell you what. I would say the controls, or the controller, but that would sound very odd, because obviously you get used to it, right? But then I was in a shopping store, like a food shopping store called Asda, and they had the GameCube kiosk set up, and it was Hulk that they had on the go there, and I played it, and I don't know what it was. Like, I think it was the controller, by the way, because I remember when I put the controller in my hand, I was like, this is a different gravy here. Like, the controller on the GameCube is one of my favourites. I know a lot of people hate it, but for me, comfort wise, it's probably the most comfy controller I've ever held. And yeah, I played it. Like, my mum went round the store, obviously getting the food and that. Look at the map. He's right up my arse. Look at the map. That's bullshit. He's not gonna get me. And I just chilled the whole time playing. Sorry, give me 2 seconds. I'm trying to sort my mic out here so I can sort of sit back a bit and still have the mic in my face. Oh, that's the wrong way. Hopefully this isn't making an absolute racket on the mic here. I think that'll maybe be better. Means I can sit properly as well, because recently my back has been fucked. Yeah, so I ended up chilling the whole time playing. I'm just going to skip this time. Or can you? I can't even remember if you can skip the celebration. But yeah, I remember just chilling playing Hulk the whole time while my mum was going around doing the shopping, and I absolutely loved it. I thought it was brilliant. But it's crazy how you could play it on one console and not be much of a fan. Plus, I was pretty young at the time as well, and you're sort of at that age where you don't really have an opinion on things. Like, everything's just amazing when you're that age. Bar a couple of things. Like, there is a few things when I was younger that I was like, that's shit. Like, WWF Attitude, WWF Warzone. They definitely come to mind when I think about that. I've got a silver trophy. To be honest, I wasn't even paying much attention to that. I think I was shocking in a few of them. Did he say that's like a piece of tortilla? A piece of tortilla or a pizza tortilla? Right. 150 now. This is where the shit gets real. And we're going OG Loke, who doesn't actually say anything. So yeah, we'll start from the beginning. I honestly hope this isn't boring you to death. Viewers out there, if you've got this far, then congratulations. Well, that was a shit start. You'll definitely at least need to stay until Big Smoke. Till I get to go Big Smoke anyway. Oh yeah. It's rare that you get blue shells in single player mode, by the way. Very rare. At least it feels that way anyway. I don't know whether to use this now. Ah yeah, that guy up top. Who's that? Tenpenny. He's far too ahead for my liking. Can take that. Yeah, I just got sent a link there. I don't know how true it is, but it was something to do with TikTok and lemon juice and school kids being able to put a positive or get a positive coronavirus test using lemon juice, by the sounds of it. I'll need to read that once I finish doing this. That's another thing I'm not too keen on is TikTok, man. That's just a lot of bollocks. Like, my brother's like one of those folk who are quite into their social media on that, and like, he's a couple of years younger than me, so he probably falls in that category of just being the sort of, I wouldn't say brainwashed into like constantly being on your phone and that, but I know that definitely does happen. Yeah, like, I remember we were having a drink at my dad's, the three of us, and he just randomly goes like this to me, like, "Do you want him to do a TikTok video?" I was like, "What's a TikTok video?" And he's like, "Oh, you just stand there and dance with the music." And I was like, "No." He's like, "Why not? It's fun." And I'm like, "I'm sorry, but I'm not dancing, and you're not putting it on fucking TikTok." So it turns out he's actually, I wouldn't say famous on TikTok, but he's got quite a lot of followers, which I was really surprised by, because I thought I was doing good with my 100 and I think last time I looked, 101 subscribers on YouTube. I thought I was rocking that shit, and then he told me how many he had on TikTok, and I was like, whoa. Like, we're talking hundreds, thousands. It turned out that he posted something very controversial that pissed off a lot of people. It wasn't like a negative thing or that. It was like, oh, I can't remember what he said. It was like, how iconic do you feel waking up in... What was it? It was something like, how do you feel, or how iconic is it waking up knowing that your sexuality is banned in how many countries it was? And he got all these like straight people messaging him being like, you fucking homo and and all that stuff. And I was actually quite shocked when he told me, because the Big Brother mode kind of kicks in a bit and you're like, well, show me where these fuckers are and I'll go and sort them out. And he's like, oh, it's on TikTok and these people are all over the place. They're like America and Canada and fucking England, all over the place. I'm like, oh right, so they're not actually in Edinburgh. Like, I can't go knocking on someone's door, can I? And turns out, no, you can't. So, I'm gonna lose this race right at the fucking end. No! That was totally my fault. I shouldn't have drove over that bit with those little hogs or whatever they are. Beavers jumping out. Yeah, so not a fan of TikTok, but I will read that later to see what that's all about, because that's pretty good. That kids have thought, nah, the lockdowns wasn't enough, we want more time off. I feel them though. I was never the biggest fan of school myself, to be honest. Just never seen the point, which in a way is sad, but I guess it is what it was at the time. That's how I felt. The thing is, like, the job that the sort of industry that I wanted to get into, I always knew that I was never really needing much for school to get there in the first place. Which is bad, because trust me, like, I have 100% respect for folk who, spend 6 years in high school and then they go on to college and university and that, because that's tough. And not only that, they come out of it at the end. So I was trying to turn down the volume here, but that's why I'm flying all over the place. Yeah, because not only at the end of, college and university and that, yeah, you've finished it, but a lot of people paying off debt and all that for tuition fees and all that kind of stuff, and I just knew I was never going to need that, so I was never really that big on school. Grateful that I had a backup plan, that's for sure, because I can imagine it'd be pretty shit if you'd left school and no qualifications and no plan B. But yeah, I'm going to read that later and see what that's all about. Should be encouraging people to stay in school anyway. Now, you probably think I'm a bloody miserable bastard for listening to some of the subjects I've been talking about on this. It's just been so depressing. I was half expecting this to be a sort of light-hearted one. I actually wasn't planning on doing this much talking as well, to be honest, but this is one thing that I've noticed when I've watched other people do playthroughs. It depends, like, I've never been a fan of watching playthroughs of no one talking. Like, I get why there's playthroughs that don't have any talking, and I think that's more for people who maybe are stuck in a game and they want to figure out how to get to the next part or whatever. I've just never seen any interest, and I won't watch a playthrough of a game that I haven't played but I intend to play, like Resident Evil 7. I can't remember when that came out, but I only played that for the first time last year and absolutely loved it. And it was after that I started watching people's playthroughs and all that, and speedruns and whatnot, and I was kind of gutted that it took me that long to play it, because there was quite a few speedruns and walkthroughs and playthroughs and that I watched that I actually really enjoyed and got a good laugh out of. So I kind of denied myself for that entertainment. But I'm not going to watch a playthrough of a game that I haven't played. Well, especially if I intend on playing it anyway. But yeah, like I said, I wasn't really planning on talking that much, but here we are. That's the problem as well with these kind of playthroughs when you're talking. What the fuck do you talk about? Like, I've just brought out a video about, you know, Mario Kart 64. I should maybe say some things that I forgot to add in that video that I kind of wish I did. Like, there's slipstream in this. But it's rare that you see that, to be honest. If you don't know what slipstream is, it's when you're behind a person that's in front of you, and the momentum of them moving, you kind of get on the back end of that and get, well, go flying really. You get top speed, well, higher than your top speed. Did I put this on 150? Because I can't remember all the footage that I got for my actual video, it being this easy, or at least being this far ahead anyway. Because I'm miles away from everyone. I don't know if it's because that train stops everyone in their track though. Pardon the pun. Got another lap and I would have been overlapping people here. Yeah, I'll take that. Whoop, whoop, whoop. I don't know what he's saying. I wish I knew. Like, OG Loke is was one of my favourite characters in San Andreas, which I've actually been thinking about doing a Grand Theft Auto series, because I'm dying to play the third game again, and I could do with or without Vice City. Like, I do want to play it again, but I can do with or without it. But it has been far too long since I've played San Andreas. Like, that game is just fantastic. And I was thinking about a San Andreas video, and I'm in two minds on how to present it in video form. I had an idea of maybe either doing 2 on San Andreas or 1, but I don't know. Oops, sorry, I paused it there. Something came up, and I don't know. Yeah, I don't know how to present it. Like, I wasn't sure if to do it in my normal format, or I don't know if I'd say normal, but it's a completely different game to the usual game, or the usual kind of games I would do a video on, or do why I think that Grand Theft Auto San Andreas is personally my favourite and the greatest Grand Theft Auto of all time. And honestly, see, OG Luke, OG Luke, you can't understand what he's saying. And why, honestly, I actually don't think there's going to be a greater Grand Theft Auto than San Andreas. We're going Snakehead now, because there's so many things that I could talk about in San Andreas. Like, just everything about that game is fantastic. I can't really think of one part about it that I don't like. Like, I love the banter between the characters. The setting as well is fantastic. Like, I'm sure I said earlier about New York and stuff, how I love hip hop music, and that time period, what, 91, 92 or something, I think San Andreas is set in. Like, that period for rap music was just absolutely brilliant, absolutely fantastic. So you've got that, you got like racial, not racial, what was I saying? Like, multicultural stuff put into the game, with, like, you've got Sean Ryder and Bez coming from Manchester, they're here to do music and all that. Like, it's just, honestly, I know I'm probably talking absolute shite now, trust me, I also am tired as well. Put that in there if I'm not making much sense, but there's just so much, how the attention to detail. So you've got it set in like 91, 92 or whatever. You've got Sean Ryder and Danny Dyer, although Danny Dyer wasn't big back then. But Sean Ryder being in the Happy Mondays, being absolutely out his face on pills, putting that in the game's fantastic. Like, Sean Ryder's is, I wouldn't say idol, because he's not probably the best idol to have. Maybe today, like, certainly like what he's like to like today's standards he might be, but not back in the day, not the way he's portrayed in that game anyway. The music in it as well is fantastic. I mean, they mix up hip hop, they got rock, they got hillbilly music, it's got everything, acid house music. It's just a great game. It's fantastic. So obviously it will sound better once I actually sit down and write it all out and put it in a way that folk will probably understand it better, rather than me just bogling pish like I am just now. So yeah, I'm in two minds. Do I make 2 videos? Do I do one? I really don't know. I really don't know. If you get this far, let me know in the comments. Let me know in the comments if you even want a GTA video, because if you don't, then I won't do one. I probably will do one anyway, actually, because I need an excuse to play them again, especially San Andreas, that's for sure. Am I gonna? It's gonna be tight to get in here and get. Oh, thank God. What? Oh, that was dodgy, but I pulled it off. Fucking second, anyway. So yeah, 2 minds on that. It also means I'm gonna have to play the original Grand Theft Autos, which I really, really can't be arsed playing, if I'm honest. I'm really not in the mood for that. Like, yeah, probably amazing at the time. I can't even remember playing them back in the day. I remember playing Grand Theft Auto London, but obviously I was young, and I played that after GTA 3 had come out. So I was maybe like 9 or something. So yeah, very, very young. And it's amazing how the child's mind like works, because I love the PS1, right? Absolutely love it. It's one of my favourite consoles of all time, easily, right? I remember being at a mate's house after school, and remember those like old like CD binder things you used to get, that if you didn't want to keep the boxes, you just put all the discs into like a big folder type thing. They look cool as hell. Like, they're very dated now, but they look cool as hell. I mean, no one really has like CDs and DVDs these days, do they? And I was flicking through it, and I had like all these old PS1 games that he never played anymore, and flicking through it, and I seen GTA London, and I was like, oh my God. Now, if you didn't know me, I'm a big Arsenal fan. Arsenal are from London. I've been to London 100 times because of Arsenal. So I was like, oh my God, this, that's amazing. The Grand Theft Auto game in London. Now, the only thing I've got to compare to that is GTA 3. At the time, was absolutely mind-blowing. Absolutely mind-blowing. So, yeah, you can imagine what my face was like when I said, any chance I could borrow that? He goes, yeah, no problem. You didn't ask questions back then, like, what's it like, all that shit. You're just buzzing. You're like, yes, I'm wanting a bit of that. So yeah, went home, put in the old PS1, and I was just like, what the fuck? It's almost like I was saying earlier, you don't really, when you're younger, you don't really have too much of an opinion on things, but I remember putting it on straight away, only because on the basis of the only thing I had to compare to it was GTA 3. I was very disappointed. Obviously, now knowing that it came out before GTA 3, it's not disappointing, because that's just what happens. But it's amazing to see where it started and where it's at now. Some for the worse, some for the better. Because I'm not the biggest fan of the GTA 5, GTA 6, whatever the newest one was. I have played it to death, but over the past year or two, I have just realised it's not for me. Not the whole thing. Campaign is fantastic. Love the campaign. It's the online I'm not too fond of anymore. When that first went online, it was absolutely brilliant. I had such a good laugh with a really good mate of mine's. Honestly, we were almost on that every single day. Would have been on it probably day and night if sleep never existed. Because it was that much fun. And then slowly started introducing more exciting things like the heists and all that, because that was like one big thing that everyone was talking about, like, oh, heists are going to be insane, blah blah blah. They came out, they were insane. A few issues, obviously, trying to connect with other people, and you know, if someone leaves, then it fucks up the whole heist, and you've got to go back into the lobby and wait for people to join again, like as expected though. But you know, if you have a solid team in that, it's a good laugh. And the problem I have with it nowadays is it's almost like a mobile game to me. Now, if anyone plays mobile games, you know that you're constantly just getting adverts popping up all the time, and that's exactly what GTA Online feels like now. As soon as you turn it on online, pops up, buy this, buy that, buy this, buy that from gun stores, buy this skin for this gun. Like, what is this game? Like, is this fucking Fortnite? This is Grand Theft Auto. Why am I worried about the fucking colour of my gun? Just all that shit really pissed me off, and like, it's just become a game of microtransactions. That's all it is to me now. Every time I go on it, I'm just like, it's not directly telling you to buy shark cards. Like, it does come up in the loading screens, like, buy this shark card and you get this and that and blah blah blah. You've got to spend real money to get fake money. That's essentially what it is. And I'm just not a fan of that. I just really... So I'm trying to sort my mic out here again. I'm just not a fan of that. I don't want to be constantly advertised to, and especially like making me, or trying to make me, spend real money on fake money. Like, I'm sorry, but it's not happening. I fell into that trap with FIFA years ago, with FIFA points, and it's essentially gambling is what it is, but they don't market it as gambling. You can't market it as gambling because it'll probably be illegal. I think if they said gambling and then looked at probably the statistics of age groups that play that, predominantly kids, I'd imagine. Well, yeah, probably is kids when I think about the amount of folk that I played online. And if you beat them, the amount of abuse you'd get sent is unbelievable. That's like one thing actually I always remember was when I was staying at my mum's playing Grand Theft Auto Online. I was just soloing it, and I can't remember what it was. I think it was like a race or something like that. And there was this wee bastard like on the headset and that, shouting because he lost or whatever it was. I can't remember off the top of my head. And my mum came into the room and I was trying to talk to her while I had my headset on, and he was shouting like fuck, and I was like, yeah mate, can you be quiet for a second? Like, really looking back, I should have just muted him. Would have been the easier thing to do, but I just couldn't be arsed. So I was like, mate, just shut the fuck up for a second, I'm trying to talk to my mum. And he goes like, oh, fuck your mum, I fucked her last night and all that shit like that. And my mum could hear it through the TV. She's like, who the fuck's that? I'm like, who the fuck's saying that about me? She was fucking raging. Like, mum, calm down, you can't jump through the TV and batter the wee bastard. Like, that's just not happening. But yeah, GTA 5 game's fantastic, but I can't see myself ever playing it online again. The thing is as well that it really pisses me off is how futuristic it is. Like, one great thing that I love about all the GTA games is it's a product of its time. So if it's set in a certain time period, it stays true. Sorry, my bloody microphone stand here is really pissing me off. It really does stay true to, you know, the time period that it's set in, which I really, really like. That's one thing that I do like about it. So, you know, you play GTA 3. I can't remember. Was that set in the modern day for its time? I can't remember. It feels that way. Obviously, Vice City set in the 80s. It nailed it perfectly with the way it looked and its music and the cars and just everything. San Andreas, same thing. Absolutely nailed it. Fourth one, obviously more modern times. 5, right? This is the problem I don't understand, right? Is, for example, if you put on Red Dead Redemption online and you seen a flying horse, you'd be like, what the fuck? Why is there flying horses? That's exactly what I was like the day that I went on to GTA Online and saw flying and hovering cars and that. I was like, what the fuck is this? Like, I think if... Right, it's time for a big smoke. I think if there's people like me with a mindset of the state that it's in now, to get folk like me back in, like, I know I'm not their target audience anymore. Like, their target audience is young children now. It's as simple as that. But I wish for the folk who got them on the map, like probably my age group and a few years older that have played, you know, the games throughout the years and been big supporters, is I have 2 different kind of online modes. I have realistic, meaning how it's supposed to be set in at the time, so none of this hovering cars and fucking laser guns and all that shit, because to me it's boring. Personally, this is just personal preference, and it doesn't suit the time period it's in, so it looks so out of place. That's why I tried to compare it to Red Dead Redemption Online. You go online on that, you see a flying horse with a fucking carriage attached to the back with fucking folks shooting laser guns out of it. You'd be like, what the fuck? I wouldn't be surprised if that's what Red Dead Redemption's like online now, because I played it like once or twice, and right away I was like, microtransactions. This is what this game is made for. The online is purely there for the microtransactions, making you buy fake money with real money. And I was like, I just can't get on board with that, and just never touched it again since. Couldn't be arsed. It was like when GTA first went online. I remember you used to be able to, or you used to get paid a lot for winning races. And I remember the day they changed that, I had jumped online, and one of my mates, who at the time I'd played with just a couple of times, it wasn't my mate who I play religiously with at the time. So yeah, one of my pals, he jumped on and he was like, don't update the new, or don't download the new update if you can get away with it. And I was like, why? And he was like, oh, I'll tell you like when you get into the game. So I was like, yeah, no worries. So tried to go online, wouldn't let me unless I got the update. Put the update in. They didn't tell me what the update was. It was just like, it was on the 360 at the time. So you just put it in, boom, update. Never told me what was going on. My mate was like, I said to my mate, what are you going Raj for? Like, I have to update it to get online. And he was like, go into a race and try and come first, or like thereabout. I came first and I got peanuts for it, like literally peanuts. And I was like, why is the payout so low? And he was like, that's what it is. They've changed everything. All payouts and that are shit now. I was like, what? And then shark cards come out. That's what they do. So they make the in-game payout incredibly low for the hard work you put in. That forces the player to feel like they need to buy these shark cards for fake money that you pay with real money. like, I feel sorry, like really sorry for anyone who would try and play, like, who's just starting out to play GTA Online now, because that game's not for you. Like, you're gonna come across very, very overpowered players that pretty much fucking eat, sleep, and breathe that game. That you're going to be forced into buying shark cards. It's incredibly smart on Rockstar's part, because they have realised that, God, we could actually make a lot of money by doing this, and at the end of the day, business is business. But I've always had the mindset of speak with your wallet. It's as simple as that. Don't be a statistic for them. Don't log in on the game. If you're not happy with it, then don't play it. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, if you're on it, you're a number for them to make them look better. End of that. Like, or simple as that, sorry. Don't get me wrong, I promise, whenever GTA 6 comes out, I will buy that, because I know for a fact that that is going to be a banging single player experience. I'm just very gutted that I don't think the online multiplayer is going to be the same, because at the start of GTA 5 online, that is definitely, it's still to this day, is the greatest online experience I've had in a game, easily, without a doubt. Sorry about that, it was quite a fucking rant there, but we're back in business. God, I'm so tired. I'm gonna definitely be going to bed as soon as I've finished up with this. I mean, like the last tournament anyway. Been up since like 8 in the morning. I tell you, time flew by today as well. Like, I got up at 8. I had boxing at 9, so I left my house at about 25 to 9. And done boxing. I hung around a wee bit at the end just to talk to the trainer and that. Just what you been up to and blah blah blah, how's family and stuff like that. And on my way home, got the angle grinder. And then I got to my mum's. I dropped the angle grinder off at the house and messed around with that for a bit. Like I said earlier, I thought I fucked it. I thought I was going to have to go and send it back to get a new one. Luckily, that wasn't the case. But yeah, I got to my mum's. It was about 12:30. I looked at my watch and I was like, fucking hell, that's almost been 5 hours already that I've been up. Like, time just flew by. Just flew by. So yeah, I'm gonna get to bed early tonight. Well, currently it's coming up for 10:30, so yeah, I'll be going straight to my bed once I've finished with this playthrough. Get up early and seize the day tomorrow. Hopefully, I think the weather's supposed to be shit tomorrow, so I'll not be able to crack on with the garden, I don't think. I'll find something to keep myself occupied though. And one thing I've been really liking recently is watching food recipes for some good meals. Well, I might do a bit of that, get a bit of inspiration, because there's quite a bit of food in the fridge that needs to be eaten. See what I can come up with, what's there. Yes! We've done it! Fantastic. I love Big Smoke. Shit, I'm the best there ever was. Coming through! Love it. It just makes me want to play San Andreas even more now. I actually recently played Resident Evil mod. Or should I say mod? It was more of like a fan-made game, but it was on the RE. I'm getting torn up here, by the way. On the RE free sort of engine. I think it was called Before the Storm or During the Storm. I think it was called Before the Storm, but the finishing or the finished product should be called During the Storm. And it was bloody brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. I'm sure that should be finished sometime soon as well, actually, because it was a couple of months ago now, actually, that I played that and gave that a shot. It was really good. It's like recently, like I found this mod, that Resident Evil one I just spoke of there, and it really opened my eyes to a lot of mods out there for games that I like. And it's a nice way to like freshen them up and experiencing them again almost in a new light. So I'll definitely be looking at some more. Like I was looking at some for the Mario Kart on the Super Nintendo, and there was like a Street Fighter one that looked pretty good. And yes, the Street Fighter one that looked pretty good. And then there was another one I seen that just looked absolutely crazy. It was like what was it? It was like 100 characters on the screen at once. Oh shit. It just looked absolutely chaotic. So I'm going to look into that as well. Like I say, it's just a nice way to freshen them up and experiencing some of the loved games that I love again. Just in a new light. You picked the wrong house, fool. Oh shit, man. Yes, that's what I've been trying to do for ages. Fuck off, Cesar. Ah, that's what I'm talking about, man. Like, second, and then literally right at the end, thanks to rubber banding, I get fucked. I was like point of a second. Bullshit. Still in first place. Wait, is this finished? No, Bowser's Castle. And then it will be on to the last tournament for this video. Don't know how long this video will go on for. I think it's about an hour and 15 minutes or so at the minute. An hour? I didn't really see that. So short. It's quite a quick game to get through. Like, obviously the original is anyway. Ah, shit. Yeah, Mario Kart games, or the older ones anyway, quite easy to get through. Or quite quick, should I say, sorry. Doesn't take too long. But yeah, I think I'll look into some mods of Mario Kart on the SNES, for sure. I mean, like, there's even some that folk have built up the ground, like, for scratch. So they've completely, like, made their own levels and all that cool shit. Oh, that was close. It's the same with this Mario Kart for the Nintendo 64. So, oh, I'm gonna fall in the lava. Oh shit. So yeah, that'll be something to look into. There's so many out there that I want to check out. Some of the No Mercy and WrestleMania as well for Nintendo 64 look pretty good. Oh, that was stupid. I never go that way. Look how far ahead they are up top. I wonder if there's a way you can get on the screen. I'm sure there is. It's changing the angle. Ah, there we go. Look how far away they are. First and second at the bottom. Tenpenny, and is that Cesar? Oh shit, did you just hear what those thomps were saying there? In the deep voice. When they were banging into folk, they were saying you picked the wrong house fool, but it was like very demonic. You picked the wrong house fool. Fantastic. I love the attention to like just tiny little details that they put in these mods. Fantastic. Like I say, if the guy who made this watches this, or he pays attention to any videos and stuff that are made of any of his mods, please get in touch so I can send you a few quid for this, because I feel like I'm robbing you here. I played so shit in that tournament. I can't believe I was first. Like I said, I wasn't even paying much attention to where I was coming in each race and that, but surprised by that, winning it. Love that big smoke. Right, what is this last one? And we are Tenpenny now, I believe. We haven't been him yet. My man. Like I say, I love this tournament. Special Cup is brilliant. Rainbow Road is a snooze fest. Absolute snooze fest. Right, this will be the last tournament and then we'll be wrapping up this video. Oh yes, my man. Actually, that was one video I was wanting to do a playthrough of, because actually, like, looking at my video statistics, because I was actually paying a wee bit of attention to them, like I said earlier, while I was being quiet on the old upload front. As it seems it's my wrestling ones that seem to be pretty popular with people. And I'd actually, before I'd even taken like a wee hiatus, I was actually thinking about, I'm trying to get Cesar there, sorry, uploading a playthrough of WWE, oh, am I going to make that? Yes! WWE 13, the Attitude Era mode, because I only ever played through that once. That was when I first got it and I absolutely loved it. But the only problem is I'm not too sure how copyright strikes work with that, because obviously the music in it, like, not the entrances, because I'll probably most likely turn the entrances off, because I know that all them are, or all the sort of music that WWE make is copyrighted, but it's more the footage, like the video packages and stuff that they play between like matches and all that, because it really sort of, the game sort of keeps you up to date with what's going on through like videos. I'm gonna, oh yes, I made it, through like videos and such, so I really don't know. I was thinking about uploading it and seeing what happens, but then it's just the copyright warnings I'm a wee bit worried about. Not that I make money on YouTube, far from it. It's just I wouldn't want the channel to get strikes and potentially get taken down. That's like my main worry. And I'm still not really too sure how all that works. I think it's 3 strikes you're out type deal, but I don't really want to tempt fate and piss anyone off. I think it would take a lot away from the video if I didn't include the video packages, because if you weren't really a fan of the wrestling back then, you will kind of be like, what the hell's going on? Or, to be honest, you probably wouldn't be watching the video anyway if you weren't a fan of wrestling, but even as like a sort of casual fan that liked it but would like the nostalgia of seeing the footage, it's kind of a bit hard to think. Well, I was kind of thinking about doing like a casual playthrough of like a story mode on one of the older SmackDown versus Raw games with like the cheesy voice acting and stuff. Thought I could probably get a good wee laugh out of that, so I don't know, we'll see. Like I said, I'm going to work on editing the videos and stuff and the material that I've got written and sorted out at the minute before I get too heavy into playthroughs. To be fair, playthroughs are a whole lot more easier to do. The only hard part is the multitasking, really, as you can see there. Because the thing is, with multiplayer, you just... Well, at least in the past with me, I've done the GoldenEye one a couple of months back. Really enjoyed that, but because you're doing it all on the fly, there isn't much editing and chopping and all that. It's just a case of record it, boom, you've got it. It's already all sorted out itself, really. Unlike doing a video how I would usually do one, obviously playing the game full, sitting down, writing a script, then recording it, and then putting the footage to the voiceover and including music on top of that. It can become very time consuming, and if you're not in the mood to do it either, it can be quite the ball ache, to be honest. And plus full-time job, all that shit. It's just hard to find the time. But in an ideal world, I'd be sat on Mars all day playing games. Whether it's for other people's enjoyment or not, video-wise. It's just a good way to relax and chill out. Especially with the old classics like Mario Kart, anyway. Always take me back to my youth. I'm going to bomb it over the grass here. I think I'm going to be finishing second here. Is it second? That's if I'm lucky enough to finish second. Like, I cut over the grass. You see how close Cesar was behind me there? Sorry, is that Cesar? Yeah. Well, OG Loke looks white in his picture. It looks more like Cesar than it did OG Loke. Took Ryder clean out of the game there. Oh, fuck off, no! Tenpenny, you fucking piece of shit. I'll be hoping for like a lightning bolt or something to shrink everyone. Or a star even. Fucking mushroom eye, of course. Shit. Jesus. Fucking get away from me, sweet. Fucking hell, this is quite intense up the top here. Oh, that was stupid. I knew as soon as I slightly went to the left there that was going to happen. Fuck. Right, because I'm quite far back now, I'm sure I'll get some good weapons at least. Give me something good. A fucking mushroom is not going to cut it, man. Oh, what? Oh no, there's a star behind me as well. Oh, fuck off, big smoke, you cunt. I knew it. Yes! You just seen big smoke spinning round in circles. Fantastic, love it. That's brilliant. Third place, I'll take it. I don't know where I am in the rankings. I'm hardly really paying attention, to be honest. Yes, the big one. The boring one, should I say. I really can't be arsed with this Rainbow Road, by the way. I suppose actually that's maybe one of the only good things about rubber banding in a sense, with levels like this. Oh god, who was that? That OG look. At least you have something to compete for, I guess, because the track just goes on and on and on. What's that? That's Snakehead. Spun out, as you've seen. And then all of a sudden he's right up Mars. Just don't make no kind of sense. Fuck off. That's absolute bullshit, that. Where did Ryder come from anyway? He just went flying past me. Now, do I use the lightning bolt now, or keep it for the impending rubber banding bullshit that is definitely going to be coming upon us? I'll use it now just to catch up with him, I think. Oh, please stay on. Jeez. I'm going to go flying over the fucking out of bounds there. I got a Switch for Christmas there. Nowadays it feels like the Nintendo consoles for me are like the sort of bridge between getting a new Xbox. That's the way that Nintendo consoles have been for me for the past few anyway. Because I only really play them nowadays for Mario Kart and Zelda, because I'd been dying to play Breath of the Wild since it come out, and it was just at Christmas there, like I didn't have a clue what I wanted, and so my missus was like, oh, I need to get you something. I was like, you know what, I said, get me a Nintendo Switch. She's like, you sure? Because she was wanting to get me an Xbox, like the new Xbox at first, but I was like, I'm going to wait a while for that, because there was no really any games out for it, and to be honest, it didn't feel like a new console. So I went for the Switch instead, and I've been loving it. Breath of the Wild is fantastic, and what's even better is I've waited that long that it's only next year I've got to wait until the second one. So it's brilliant. That's why I love just having the Nintendo consoles as a bridge to see me over until I get the newest Xbox. But I don't even know if I'm going to get an Xbox, to be honest. I'm actually thinking about getting a proper gaming PC. I've got an Alienware at the minute, but I'd rather have something a bit more beefier than that, to be honest. But yes, let's crack on with the awards ceremony. Where did we finish? I wasn't even fucking looking there. That glitched out on me there at the end. I don't know what he said. But yes. Well, CJ took it away for me. Yes, that was my playthrough of Mario Kart X San Andreas on the Nintendo 64. That was actually really fun. I enjoyed that. I hope you enjoyed it as well if you got this far. If you did, let me know in the comments. That'd be much appreciated. And hopefully I didn't bore you to death. Like I say, it's kind of tough to come up with things to talk about when you're sitting in a room by yourself. Been tempted to go live, but would people watch that? Probably not. It's a Friday. It's the first day of my long weekend. I can imagine a lot of people are going to be out on the piss and having fun, etc. First day of a long weekend for me is always relaxing, unless I'm in the boozer. But yes, I hope you enjoyed that. Like I said, that was a lot of fun, and give me some suggestions as well down in the comments if there's any games that you want to see me do a walkthrough of, or a playthrough, or, well, playthrough. I'm not going to be explaining everything about a game to get someone else through it. But yeah, just a casual playthrough with a bit of commentary. Let me know. So yeah, I'm out. Thanks for watching. See you later.